talking transfers. We're talking Manchester United in particular. Both Leanne and I are a bit frustrated. I think that United haven't done more business this window. Even Christian Eriksen, it's a free transfer. Mm-hmm. Why is it taking so long? I mean, talk us through the process, Bayo. So you agree a contract with the club, albeit verbally.
Yeah.
Then you undergo the medical before signing the contract. That should be a fairly quick process, shouldn't it?
Well, it depends. I mean, there's factors. The Christian Eriksen, there's factors that may have to go into play. And he may have something personal going on, or that he can't get on to Bangkok, so they want to wait to the announcement. So it's just every different transfer will be different. Listen, I'm with you in the sense where why are things taking so long? But I wanted to ask you, so would you be happy with Man United spending 100 million to bring somebody from somewhere and give them astronomical wages just to kind of appease the fans? That's what I'm trying to throw with you now.
But the thing is, again, at Man United, we've brought players in with no clear plan. And that's why, all jokes aside, I respect Liverpool as much as I can't stand them being a Man United fan. Klopp is a mastermind of bringing in players that fit what Liverpool are about. Yeah. Diaz, brought him in, seamless. Jota, brought him in, seamless. Manchester United buy players with no clear plan. And that's the problem, because, we bought Sancho. I don't think they expected Ronaldo to come, and I think that changed things a little bit. But realistically, we bought Tellers in. Shaw got better for a bit, and then he was kind of pushing him for that left-back role. But I just feel like we just don't have a plan, and that's the problem. I don't want him to go and buy. But we bought up Darwin Nunez. He's gone to, obviously, Liverpool. Why didn't we try and get him? Calvin Phillips. We spoke about this before. Calvin Phillips went to Man City for 50 million.
At this point, so what I'm trying to say is, at this moment now, and this is no disrespect, like I said, out of the three, those players. So what you got to ask a player is, are you up for the project? Because that's what it is at Man United at the moment. So Man United seem like they always start again. They have to start again with a new manager. So right now, the new manager that's come in, it's got to be a process. But whereas Man United it's always been a process at the moment. So every new manager is started again. Every new manager is started again. So you have to, regardless of what, give this manager his time. And that's what it is. So any player out there, it's either two things. You want him to come in for the love of and the historic of Man United, or you're going to pay him crazy money. So
I can see why players don't want to come to Man United as well, though. I mean, you look at players like Declan Rice, that I think we were obviously trying to get him, and Man United fans wanted him to come. We need a defensive midfielder, but for me, we need a lot more. And it's not even just players that are coming in. There's no plan. Manchester United seems a little bit toxic at times, as much as it pains me to say it. Something isn't right, because no one's thriving. And these players are playing way under. I know we talk about elite players, and I don't think we have many of them at Manchester United, if I'm being totally honest, but a lot of them are playing way under their capability, aren't they?
So haven't you answered then? So you're saying, why are not these elite players are getting over the line? Because you're actually saying that these players who you want to go for, the elites, knowing, well, one, boy, if I come there, it may feel toxic. Am I up for the project? So that's the process at the moment now, and that's why I say right now it's not an easy fix.
Crookie, what do you think success this year at Man United? What do you think our hopes are?
Well, I have quite high expectations based on what they've achieved in the past. So at the start of every season, I think they should be challenging for the title. I know that is completely bonkers when you look how far adrift they were of Manchester City and Liverpool and even Chelsea last season, but for me, Manchester United is about challenging for trophies, and if they're not doing that, then it's failure. But
even when they got Ronaldo in last year, right, all of us still didn't think we were going to win the league, and people were going to me, but you've got Ronaldo. I still didn't feel convinced we were going to win the league. And that's weird from a Man United fan's perspective.
It is, but I think sights have changed. I think a lot of people would take the top four, and maybe with a FA Cup or a League Cup or a Europa League, I think they would bite your hand off for that. But it's interesting you use that word toxic, and I think you're right, it has been toxic there, and that's a culture that Erik ten Hag has to change. What I didn't like is the videos of the United team touching down in Bangkok, and if you compare them to Spurs, and they've just arrived in the Far East for their tour, Tottenham players embracing the supporters, waving to the supporters, really looking like they wanted to be there. The Manchester United players got quite the fanfare when they arrived at their hotel. Heads were bowed, didn't really even acknowledge the supporters who were cheering them on, apart from Bruno Fernandes, who posed for some photos. I think Donny van der Beek may have given a wave as well. Everybody else walked with their heads bowed. These are the people who pay their wages, by the way. I thought that was really disrespectful.
Yeah, but sometimes it's told by the club, look, just get on the coach because we got to keep it moving. It's that because again, I haven't seen the video personally, and I know
it doesn't look great.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video, and I know they said that Ronaldo not being there was the talk. So all of a sudden, it just loud. There was a cloud over and I think that doesn't help. I think Ronaldo is but he is just that guy. So if he's not on board, or it really, really puts a spotlight on what hasn't been a great place. So, again, I get what you're saying. It's a working environment. And right now, it doesn't seem like
a happy place.
Yeah.
But do you not think, though, when because we've been so bad, do you not think we start looking for things? Because
maybe
I was at the Tottenham Stadium when we won, and Ronaldo didn't come over, some of the players didn't come over, and then everybody's kind of talking about him all when we used to lose. Now, I personally don't care if Ronaldo comes over and claps or not. All I care is if Manchester United win. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of things, I think we start to over-analyse things, and I agree with you, Crookie. I personally think the players should go over and sign autographs. That's just how I am all the time. But sometimes I do think there are idiots out there that make it bad for everybody else and start attacking the players, saying abusive things. But Manchester United doesn't look happy right now. They don't. But because we're not doing well, I think we're over-analysing it, thinking, well, they didn't stop on a bus. But if we start the season off to a flyer, I don't think people will care if Ronaldo or anybody comes over to clap the fans.
Listen, I agree. Sometimes you do look for something that ain't actually there, and because we're not privy to everything that goes on, it's you see how it looks, you see how it looks, and literally it's hey, look, it wasn't even that. They're actually cool, but they've caught them on whatever the 15-hour flight, and they're tired, and this went wrong on that. So there's so many things but because it is at the moment, it's synonymous with negativity. That's what is now gonna come out, and listen, I think it's hard. I think the spotlight's on Man United, so it doesn't matter what happens.
And we need players that are willing to play for Manchester United, that can step up and wear that shirt and wear the responsibility and carry it with them. And I don't think we have many players that know.
But don't you also agree that Man United ain't what they are? And you say it. No matter what, your expectation is they go top 4 and win. But at the moment, they're just not there. And the players are, and I'm not even disrespecting no players, I haven't got to that, but the players at the moment are carrying a load which the results ain't backing. So if your expectation is at a level that they're not reaching, then you're always going to be disappointed, and you're always going to be finding something. Whereas I think like Tottenham's moving at a point where they're just, whatever happens, and I'm not saying be happy, but whatever happens, slowly, one step they're moving forward. Whereas I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, rather than one step, Man United want 10 steps. And if you're always moving at that, it's going to be problematic.
I think we're just worried because some of the performances, you're never going to win every game. But how we were playing last season was absolutely... some of the games were diabolical.
That Brighton game away from
they weren't
home.
even... My dad always
you
used to say...
You've got a new manager now. I beg,
game.
just allow... That was... See, if you stand on that, and that's what I'm saying, that was last season. You've got a new manager, and I get it, you haven't got new players, but we've all seen new managers go into teams and transform them. And my man did it. Conte did it with Tottenham.
Yeah.
Went in there and all of a sudden they were a better team. Didn't lose to whatever, the top 3 or however it worked. So what I'm trying to say is if you constantly just looking behind you, like you're never going to see the small steps in front.
That's a good point.
Where do you think Ten Hag's head will be at? Because of course he cut short his own summer holiday. He didn't go on Ajax post-season tour. He was due to. He was so keen to get working, presumably to try and get some of his targets in place. That hasn't happened.
From his team.
Yeah, but he's
every player from Ajax that he likes, he wants to bring.
Maybe he should have gone on that post-season tour and tapped them up. But obviously they've got Tyrone Malacia. That's it at this stage. It's very difficult to gauge what he's thinking because he always carries the look of someone who's lost a tenner and found a pound. I think that's just his body language. But will he be as frustrated as some of the Manchester United fans, or will he have faith in the board that eventually they will get these signings over the line?
I personally don't know the answer to that, but what I do know is he has to have the faith because he's come to Manchester United. You made a really good point there, Addy, because I think, we can't keep looking back, but I think the worry is that we haven't changed much and there's so much that needs to change. I agree with you at Tottenham with Conte coming in. They look like a completely different team, and he made decisions. Got Bentancur, Kulusevski when he could, and then you see the decisions being made. But my only worry is that I don't think one manager can change this team in that way. We're only bringing in one signing. I think we need a combination of the two. I think he's a great manager. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad he came. I really am. But I just think we need a little bit more. And I think that's what, I could be wrong, I'm not speaking on behalf of all the Man United fans, neither is Crookie, but I just think that's our worrying concern. But we have to be optimistic because it can't get any worse, can it?
No, I'm with you. Listen, I like anything, innit? When Mane lost, when I was like, no, man, I want Mane, I want Nunes, I want them all. And that's the love of the team you support.
We're not going to feel sorry for you tonight.
Say nothing. I don't want you to. Like, I'm rather in my position than you man's position. But no, so I get it. And I'm not even knocking the one. And I think that's the beautiful thing about football. It's different opinions, it's different emotions, and it's passion. I think that's good. I just feel that, I think, to answer your question, I think he's going to have faith. I think he's like, look, he knows his strengths. And I think I heard them say that, you know what, he's a real good man manager. He encourages, because that's what his job is there, not only to teach tactical, but to make people believe in themselves. So I believe he'll have faith in himself to be like, look, I'll be able to, if I can get every player here 5% more, that's a big advantage into where he wants to go. And he's got to have faith. He's just come in. He's left somewhere where he's been successful. But sometimes, like anything, we've been there with players, you don't realise the level or the magnitude of clubs until you get there. I remember getting into a couple of clubs and thinking, oh, like these players are stronger and faster. So you got to kind of up it. And maybe he's going to realise, you know what, it's maybe not just me and my persona and my charm. There's got to be, the stars have to align. But nah, man,
with Ajax, I mean, he did it with players, didn't he? Individual players, Delete, Ziyech have gone on to top. Donny van der Beek, hasn't really worked out at Man United right now, but he made an average team become brilliant in the Champions League. So that's my optimism with Ten Hag. I think we can only get, the only way is up.